Good morning, everybody! Today I'm playing round 8 of the European Team Chess Championship here in Montenegro, and today is literally the most important game of my life. Like, pretty much. If I win today, I will guarantee to get a Women International Master norm. My performance right now is of 2237, and if I win today, I will, it'll be over 2250, which is what I need for the norm. So, I have never been this close to getting a norm. I am super nervous, but really excited because I've wanted this for so long. I've wanted to get this norm for so long and show to myself that I am actually improving in chess and that I can actually get a higher title than the title that I have. So if you don't know what a norm is, for me to become a Women International Master, I need 3 norms, plus I need to get a rating of 2200. So me getting a norm today would be the first step in the path of me becoming a Women International Master, which would be really cool. So I'm really hoping that I can do something. Even if I draw today and win tomorrow, I should get the norm. So I'm just hoping that I don't lose. And to make sure that I do not lose, we gotta prepare. So let's go and prepare, everybody. Guys, I just ordered an iced latte and I thought it was gonna be an iced latte, but it's literally a latte. Like, it's literally a hot latte with 2 ice cubes in it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever had. I realized that I got so excited about the norm that I forgot to tell you that Sweden is facing the Czech Republic today. I'm playing against a Women International Master. She's rated around 2170. I have the black pieces. It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a very tough game, but I'm gonna do my best. I am back now from the game, and wow, my brain feels like mush. Is that a word? You know, like, it's just like crumbling, like brain rot, like, okay. I'm excited to show you the game though. Today, like I said before, was a really important day because if I won today, I was getting a Women International Master norm, the first norm in my life. This is the closest I've ever been to getting a norm. So the game today was extremely important. And if I didn't win, well, then I had to draw to at least try to win tomorrow. So all decks were on today's game, and I was facing a very strong opponent. I was facing a Women International Master rated 2172. Let me get her name over here. Natasha Richterova from the Czech Republic. And I had the black pieces. So I was expecting her to play e4. I saw that she had played e4, knight f3, and d4 as the first moves, but I thought that she was going to play e4 against me because my repertoire against e4 is slightly worse. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I don't have great results against e4 for some reason, so I really thought she was going to play it. But she did not. She went 1d4, and I actually spent like 2 minutes here like thinking, okay, what should I do? Because I wasn't really expecting her to go 1d4. So I replied d5, and this became a queen's gambit declined, and we just developed our pieces, and she went bishop g5. So here I was thinking for a little bit, you know, what should I do? But this is very standard, like, very standard theory. This is very standard, like, moves. So I just went bishop e7, she went e3, and here I did maybe a little bit of a weird move. I mean, I could just go like knight d7, castle, and, you know, enjoy life. But instead, I went for knight e4 because I thought that this would lead to, well, actually, I like the positions that this typically leads to. So I had calculated for a little bit, and I thought that she would take, which she did. And then here, the idea was that if she captures back my knight, then I actually really like the position that I get after knight d2 and f5. I think that this is really comfortable for me because I am kind of locking her in the center. This pawn over here is very strong. It's kind of hard to trade it. And I feel like, you know, I'm really controlling her position. Knight d7, And whoops, knight d7 and e5 are the kind of ideas here, typically, or maybe even c5. So this I felt very comfortable with. So I wasn't scared of her taking that knight, which, you know, she didn't do. Instead of taking the knight, she went queen c2. And this is a very poisonous move because she's threatening more than you think. I mean, she's threatening right now to capture my knight, right? This is obvious. Like takes, and takes, you know, free pawn. She's threatening this, but she's also threatening a very nasty move, which is that if I go something like h6, she can actually go takes, and if I would take back, she actually has knight takes d5 because of this pin. So, because if I take back, my bishop is hanging. I actually lost to an 1800 once in like 7 moves because of this trick. So I really knew that I couldn't do it, and I went knight d7 instead. I just developed my knight. Because now I'm actually, what I'm doing is that I'm defending this bishop with the rook, but I'm also letting go of a pawn. But I was fearless. I was not scared of letting go of this pawn. So I'm actually right now letting go of this pawn. But the idea is that after takes, and takes, I have queen before check. And I had analyzed this. However, I've never played this position before. So I was very new to this. I was maybe spending a little bit too much time. But she thought here for a very long time. So she went knight d2. Well, not here, but now after this move, after queen takes b2, after I captured the pawn, she thought for a very long time. I think she was considering both going rook b1 and going queen takes b1, because what has happened now is that I've given up a central pawn for, you know, one of her side pawns. No, sorry, queen side pawns. That's the chess word. Oh man, I hope my parents are not listening to this analysis. Side pawn, but it is a side pawn, you know. But yeah, so I think that she was analyzing that, and she ended up after 30 minutes. She ended up going queen b1, but I was actually I really was hoping that she would go rook b1, because I thought after I take this pawn, bishop d3, and then I was gonna go knight f6. I thought my position would be really great, and that'd be a pawn up. So I think that's the reason. I mean, she has some compensation because my queen is so like off the game. Like my queen is like doing nothing right now, but I think that she would be a little bit unhappy here, which is why she didn't do it. So after I took this pawn, equal material, she went queen b1. And here I did a very stupid thing. Not stupid in sense of like the move, but I spent 30 minutes analyzing if I wanted the rook to end up on b1 or c1. I saw that I either take here, okay, this is option number 1, or I go queen c3. She goes queen c1 only move, because all other moves are bad pretty much, because she can't move her bishop pretty much. She cannot castle because the knight is hanging. She can't move her queen because the rook is hanging. I mean, all of her pieces are very tied down, so she needs to trade queen. So I was analyzing if it was better for me to have the rook end up here, or if it was better for me to have the rook end up here. And I ended up having the rook end up here, but spending 30 minutes on this choice was just completely out of touch. It was like, you know, not being able to afford an extremely expensive vacation, but still getting the 5-star all-inclusive hotel. Like, that was literally what it was. Like, I couldn't afford spending 30 minutes here. I had so much more time than her. It was so stupid to spend so much time here. But it's almost like, because you know, a lot of people are just going to type, we'll just play faster. And it's this kind of weird phenomenon that happens in chess that I've talked to a lot of chess players and they experience the same. It's this sort of blockade in your brain. It's like time passes, you don't realize the time is passing, then you do and you panic, but you just want to double check every line and everything. And it's just this really weird kind of hole that your brain sinks into. And it's very interesting because, like, if you struggle with time management, like, this is like, you know exactly what it is. And even if you're lower rated and you haven't competed in chess, but you know what I mean, it's like, I think it's something that maybe you can relate to. Let me know if you can relate to it. But yeah, very unnecessary. But I had calculated a lot of moves after this, and I was calculating so many things. I was thinking here, what's the best move for me? Like, should I go e5 or c5? And I ended up going e5, which is fine, I think. e5 is fine. She went d5. And here I thought that after knight c5, that my knight was just absolutely fantastic. And then I ended up realizing that I wanted this rook to be here because I wanted my bishop to maybe be able to come out and like attack it with tempo. And because sometimes I wanted to go, well, you guys will see, but there were some lines where I wanted to go, where there was I was analyzing that if she in this position went c5, which is not a great move, I was gonna go takes, castles, and after this, or no, now I can go rook e8. No, actually, I can't even remember. Anyways, I wanted to at some point be able to go b6 and her rook to not be able to take this pawn. That was basically the reason for it. But it was like, it didn't even happen, So she went d5 instead. I went knight c5. I thought that my knight was really well placed here. And she went f3 with the idea that I'm right now threatening to go bishop f5. And so she wants to be able to go e4 if that. And the reason she didn't go e4 now was, well, I was going to go f5 here. That was my plan. And I thought after f3, I'll go here. And then I had ideas that if she goes here, I wanted to even maybe take and go rook f4 at some point and put pressure on this pawn. So I thought that in all of these positions I was doing very fine. But she went f3, I castled, which was probably wrong. I should probably keep my king in the center. I don't really know why I castled. It was almost as if because I had spent so much time before, I kind of wanted to play all these moves really quickly and I just castled, but I think my king should stay in the center. Makes much more sense for it to stay here. So castles, and she went knight b3. And here I did a mistake. I got a little bit too creative for my own good. I thought that I could do a move that looked really weird and that it would work, and it just doesn't work. So here I have a lot of options. I can go knight a4, which to me looked a little bit weird because I didn't know where the knight was going to go after this, but I can go here, just, keeping my knight safe and just keeping the position as it is. I can even capture here with the idea that even after rook takes b3, I can go b6, and she doesn't really ever want to take this pawn because she will not be able to defend it back. So here I am doing totally fine. I thought I wasn't because I thought that this is a protected pass pawn. It must be scary. So I can do all of these things, but I ended up going for a b6. And I thought that this was totally fine, but this is actually a mistake because I knew that my pawns would get a little bit weird, but I thought that opening up the b file was good for me because she was so down in development that I thought that I'd be able to bring my pieces to the open files and just kind of take advantage of the fact that she hasn't really developed all her pieces yet. So I thought that I could do this. And I'm not going to give you the spoiler if I could or not. But that's what's going, that was what was going through my brain. I was drinking a lot of coffees at this point, by the way. I had 3 coffees at this point. I kept running up to get coffee. But yeah, so she took on c5 and I captured back. And here she did a move that I really wasn't expecting. I kind of went hot when she did it. So she went king d2, and this just looked so wrong to me because she's putting her king on the d file. And so I went bishop a6, which is a good move. The idea of this is that, well, if she would take here now, well, I'll always be able to go rook c8, and she can never really go bishop over here, rook over here and put pressure. But also, I'm also stopping her from ever going rook b7, which I think is important. And the last idea is also that I'm preventing her from going bishop d3, as here, well, why am I'm not preventing her from going bishop d3, but at least if she would do this, I'd be able to take and take here. I think that what I'm thinking about is that here, yeah, there were some lines that where I was stopping her from doing that. But anyways, that's the idea. She went king c3, and I was like, where's this king going? Her king is going on a march, and I don't even know where. So I went f5, and I'm actually just a little bit worse here. I thought that I was doing fine, but I'm actually just worse here. The reason I went f5 was because I wanted to stop her from going e4. If she goes e4, now I'll be able to take and bring up my rook. So she went rook d1, I went rook a d8. Just, she cannot take now because the rook is hanging. And now she went bishop d3. And here, I was getting low on time. I only had 9 minutes. And I was starting to feel a lot of pressure because I really this pawn just stressed me out. Like this pawn was just stressing me out a lot. Here, the best thing that I can do is actually to take and defend with this rook. The idea is that I'm not just defending my bishop, but I'm also gonna at some point try to double up over here. Yeah, I really just did not see this idea at all. I didn't even like contemplate it. So when she went bishop d3, I just immediately played e4 because I saw that if she goes takes, I can go rook e8. And after she goes bishop somewhere, I can take this pawn. And I just thought that if I'm able to trade and if I'm able to just make this pawn a lonely pawn in the center after the trades, that it would be a lot easier to stop it. So I thought that this would be good for me. But she, after I went e4, didn't even take. She just went bishop c2. And now I captured, we traded a bit. And here I think was a crucial moment in the game because she can at this moment in time not really take, once again, because of this idea of rook e8 where I'm pinning the bishop and the pawn. So here I was thinking for a long time and I got really long time because I was calculating things such as takes, and then going bishop here. And the pawn cannot be defended, but she has bishop d1. And then I thought that after I go back with my bishop somewhere, she's going to place her bishop on an even better square. And I just thought that this just wasn't so good for me. Because I never want to go c4 because then I'm stopping my bishop from coming in. But it was a really weird position. So I just really didn't know what to do here. And I just really didn't know what to do. And apparently like the best way of continuing the game is like bringing up my king, like going king f7, but I really didn't see this move at all. So I went g6 with the idea that I wanted her to go like, I wanted to go rook d8 and I didn't want like this pawn to hang in some positions after taking. So she went rook e1 and here obviously I have to take here and I have to go something like king f7 and pray. I mean, she's gonna go e4 and these two pawns are gonna be absolutely, yeah, they're going to be very strong, but I think it looked scarier in my head than what it actually is. Like my king is actually stopping these pawns pretty well, but this looks really scary to me. I mean, it looks like these pawns can just march and that there's nothing, but this king is a bit weak, so I am actually threatening to bring up my rook and stuff. So this is what I had to do. Instead, in this position, I just did a really big mistake. I had the biggest brain slip of my life. My time was ticking. I got really low on time and I ended up going bishop b7 with like 17 seconds on the clock, which just loses a pawn on the spot, which I just missed. Like that's the truth. I just missed it. I was so into my own ideas that I just completely missed that she can take here now, because now after rook here, this pawn is defended. And it just completely slipped my mind. And it's really annoying when something completely slips your mind. But it just completely slipped my mind. Like, completely. So this was probably, like, the biggest mistake I've done this tournament. Like, I should not be able to give up a pawn like this. It's just completely slipped my mind because of the fact that for so many moves she couldn't take it. I just didn't see what this rook move was doing apart from... you know, if I took allowing like the push. But yeah, here I had to take. But after bishop b7, this is a really big mistake. So I went bishop b7 and she took and took and took. And I went rook e8 and here I was trying to create some magic. I was so low on time, very low. It all comes from this, you know, thing in the beginning, but I made moves with 3 seconds left on the clock. I was blitzing. And on g5, I was trying to create some sort of counter chances. The idea is that if she goes king here, I have g4, and well, if she moves her bishop, well, I'll be able to take here, but this pawn is slightly weak too. So I was trying to create some counter chances. She went h3, I went over here. Idea being that if she takes, I can go here. She cannot push because then I just go bishop takes d5. So I was trying to come up with some sort of counter chances, but she ended up just going d6 and we traded. And here after king f7, d7, and rook d1, as sad as it is, this is just lost. I'm only a pawn down in this rook game, but because this pawn is so far down, there's just nothing I can do. I can never take this pawn because this is just a completely lost pawn game. I'm a pawn down in a king and pawn game, which is just almost always lost. Especially in this position, it's just lost. So I knew that I could never take, and then, you know, I just kind of went back and forth. But then at this position, after this, she just moves her rook and I resigned because there was nothing I could do. And I think it all started with me spending like 30 minutes on like that initial rook move. But it also just came from me not understanding that my position was fine, even if she had like a protected pass pawn. I thought that that pawn was stronger than it was, and I thought that I had to fight to not like, to have something for it, but I could just play solid, and she actually doesn't really have much. So yeah, that's the conclusion of the game. Oh my cough. I mean, I was really sad after the game because I felt like, you know, yesterday I was so close to winning, and if I would have won, I would have probably taken a norm. Today I lost, and after losing, there's no chance for me getting a norm this tournament. And it was very sad for me to lose in this way because I just felt like I didn't play my best, and I felt like it was just, yeah, I just kind of felt like I didn't play my best. And I think that's like the annoying part, especially when I just gave up a pawn for nothing. Like, I should not make those mistakes, but you know, we're all human and we make those mistakes. So that is the sad part, that I can't get a norm anymore. The good part is that this has still been a really good tournament. I'm still gaining a lot of rating. I'm still over 2100. And, you know, I've performed way above my rating, which is, you know, something that I'm proud of. But I think the best thing about this tournament is the fact that I'm so motivated to play more tournaments. And I'm playing another tournament in December, but I really want to make 2024 a year where I compete a lot more. So, guys, I'm seeing your support in the comments every day. And I just want to say that I really appreciate it. Like, you know, you guys have been so engaged in my games, and just me being able to share this journey with you and getting so much support, it just means the world to me, because I love competing in chess, and I'm so excited to compete more and to try to go, you know, and become even better, because truth is that this is me playing with no studying, with not really competing a lot. I mean, I'm competing every 5 months at this point. It's quite little. So I feel like if I can do this without studying, what can we do with studying? I don't know. Let's see, you know? And I'm really excited about that. I'm truly very excited about that. So thank you guys for following this journey. There's still one more game to go. I'm playing tomorrow. So tomorrow is the final round of the tournament. And if I win tomorrow, I mean, we're going to be gaining a lot of ratings. So I'm going to go tomorrow to the game. You know, it's a new day. There's not going to be any pressure. And I think that maybe the pressure this game got a little bit to me, you know? So tomorrow, it's just going to be a new day. I'm going to play my best, and I'm going to try to win or draw. And I'm just, more than anything, I'm just going to try to play my best. That is, I think, you know, the lesson of this game. I was the first one to finish, so I couldn't film my parents' reaction because they were not there, or like because they were like still like playing. So I didn't really have I couldn't film my parents' reactions, but my dad is very, very, very happy because the team won. So we ended up beating the Czech Republic 3-1. Everybody else apart from me won. So it was actually a great day for Team Sweden, even though I lost. And you know, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm sad, but I'm happy. That's all I have to say. Okay, guys, thank you so much once again for your support. It means the world to me. Wish me good luck for tomorrow. I'm so excited for the final game. And thank you so much once again for following me on this journey. Have a fantastic rest of your day and play lots of chess and win. Okay, bye.